All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a couple of real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, so we're going to be talking about the confusion of Great White. It's very confusing. Before I get there, though, here is Grand Design and their album called Rock. It's a combination of Def Leppard and TNT, another fine band from the country of Sweden, uh, putting out like 80% of the high quality melodic rock in the world right now. Maybe not that high, but it kind of seems that way, doesn't it? You know what's not high? Well, Hunter Biden, I was going to say, but that would be the opposite. Um, the revenue on my channel is not very good right now. So I did a video about that. And if you can help me out via Patreon or a YouTube membership, but especially over on Patreon, I would really appreciate that. It's I've never seen things like this, even when I first started doing this channel, because I went from making like $100 a month to like $500 a month to like $1,000 a month, and I'm thinking, hey, this is something here. And at one point, I was making a respectable salary, not embarrassing. I was earning more money than other members of my family, and people were getting a little jealous and so forth. But I was working every day doing this. I know it's not a full time job, but I do this, I think, 7 days a week, most of the time, six at the very least. So if you like the channel, I really need your support because I cannot depend on AdSense, YouTube revenue, whatever it is. I can't. It's not working like it used to. So with that said, on to Great White. So Jack Russell and Mark Kendall are in the news again. Jack Russell says he has a final wish related to Mark Kendall before he dies. All right. Jack Russell went on with Eddie Trunk, and they were talking about bandmate or former bandmate Mark Kendall one more time. They always discuss the same topics on these shows. If they have a guy who is in a band and he's no longer in that band, but yet that band still exists, it's all about trying to stoke a reunion. All right. And of course, he's going to be asked, hey, would you like to hang out with Mark Kendall again? And this is what Jack Russell says. Yeah, of course. There's always that thought. And he goes on to say he looks back at some of the best times in his life. He and Mark were hanging out together as young kids. They were making tapes like they were doing interviews. They were just having a good old time. Mentioning the times they formed Great White together in the 70s, he went on. He said it was a great time because we always knew we were going to pull it off. I don't know how to tell you why, but we always knew we were going to, and we just kept going and going until all of a sudden we were there. And we had so many great times, and I would love to at least shake his hand before I kick off. So you had, what was it, Roger Daltrey the other day talking about he wants to do something before he dies, or I don't know. He's ready to go. I think he said he was ready to go at any time. Now, Russell is basically saying, I'd like to hang out with Mark Kendall before he dies. I mean, these relationships they're just so bad at this point. So if you didn't know the details, Russell got sort of the short end of the stick, maybe, with Kendall when the Great White name was out there being used when he wasn't in the band, because he got sick, I believe, and then he couldn't go out there, and the other guys went out there without him. Soon after, this all occurred, and Russell had to sue them because they were using his name in his absence. But after that, Kendall and other members countersued and claiming that Jack Russell's behavior was harming their brand. Notice the word brand, and accused him of underpricing his shows, which is kind of a weird thing to do, but I'm pretty sure he probably did that because he wanted people to go and see his version of Great White. See, it's Jack Russell's Great White versus ordinary Great White. all this stuff is almost not impossible to follow, but it gets to be a little tedious. After the lawsuit resulted in a settlement leading to the creation of Jack Russell's Great White, while the others continued as Great White, Russell shared his thoughts about the broken friendship between him and Kendall. He says, "It's too bad. We were best friends. We were brothers for years. Now, it's like the guy won't even pick up the phone and speak to me. It's horrible. It makes you feel really bad. And every time I pick up a paper or see something on the internet where Mark's giving an interview, he's always talking crap about me. It's like, dude, talk about yourself. Talk about how great your album is or how great your band is. Leave me the bleep alone." He says, "I'm not bagging on you." Anyway, currently, Great White is on the road for their North American tour, and Russell's band has plans for a few shows at Cactus Pete's Resort Casino in Nevada in February. So the battle for Great White, that's a pretty decent brand. I liked that band for a number of years. A lot of blues in their sound, and it's just different. It's not the same old, metal, glam metal sound. They do a lot of classic rock sounding stuff. And, you got two choices. You got the Jack Russell version or you got the Kendall version. My buddy Mitch Malloy was the singer for Great White for a number of years and did a great job. But, like Jack Russell, I think he had some issues with the other guys, and they parted ways. So, again, this is what's left of classic rock. Just fighting for the scraps that are left, and it's kind of pathetic, really. It just is. I'm sorry. This band is not pathetic. Grand Design, check them out. Their album is called Rock. You definitely will rock out if you listen to this. Also, folks, again, one more time, YouTube memberships, Patreon. I am below minimum wage. I am below the poverty line. I am not joking. Revenue came down another $100 overnight, even though views went up like 10,000 over the last week. So something very nefarious is going on. Yes, I know some of my content is out of my lane, dude. I know, but people seem to like those videos. So in any event, I'm going to keep doing them because there's not a lot to talk about here. We got dueling Great Whites, and for a lot of people, that's not much. That's not really breaking news. So I'll talk to you soon. God bless everyone. Please pray for peace in the Middle East. Pray for our country, as we are in a really bad place now with the election coming up in the year 2024. Just pray that we're still here in 2025.